What is up and welcome back to Voodoo. Today we have my route to do a little bit of track prep, oil change. Before you take your car to the racetrack, there's a couple things that you have to do to make sure that things don't fall apart while you're out on the track. We're gonna go through the checklist. Now this thing needs new oil. We're not gonna do that today because it hasn't arrived in time, but I should do it. And then we're gonna do a regular oil change as well. We're gonna put some new oil in here just because I'm running boost, and we'll go over all the details for you guys. This is what our checklist looks like, and we're gonna make sure that everything's tightened, brakes are looking okay, tires are looking okay, because again, track is the last place that you wanna find some things that don't work on your car, especially if you're like me and you daily it. You do not want to take it and start running it really hard on the track. It's kind of like if you were walking around all week and then all of a sudden you tried to sprint on a track on the weekend. Your body's just not ready for certain things unless you prepare for it. First step, all cars are gonna have some kind of plug like this. I'm gonna pop this thing off, and if you're like me, the first time you do this, you're gonna expect it to come straight down. Well, it's not. It's gonna go out this way. So we're gonna make sure that the pan to catch it is up close, off to the side a little bit, and we're gonna let this drain completely out. Step is to get rid of the filter, which is the little white soup can right there. It's gonna hang down like this, and then we can drop that filter. Yep, exactly like that. So Kalen said he has an idea on how to get this out of the way, because my usual process is to just push this back, close your eyes, and take this thing off, and then oil hits it and it goes everywhere, and it's a party. What I did was I took some rags and cleaned up this area here, just because this is a rare time when I have access to all these parts. So any kind of road debris or oil buildup or any kind of nonsense under here, just wipe it down. We even soaked one in gasoline to make it a little bit easier. This fancy tool, and used it to grab hold of the oil filter up there, broke it loose. We're gonna let it drizzle until it's done, which it looks like it's done, and now we can pop it off, let it drop into the chocolate syrup dispenser. Right, Ed? Right. Okay, so the next step here is to preload oil filter. So if you watch our channel, you've seen us do this before. You pour a little bit of oil in here and you rotate it until it absorbs as much as you can, and then you take a little bit out of it and you run it around the ring on top. My car uses 5W20. That's what the factory asked for, but we're gonna use 5W50. Why, Kalen?
Because it's supercharged.
And why does supercharged need a higher number?
So when you're supercharged, you have a lot more dome pressure on top of your piston, which causes the bearing to want to push down more. So with the thin oil, the bearing can contact the crankshaft. So if you run a thicker oil, it'll give you a little more barrier to keep that bearing from touching the crankshaft on your higher pressure.
So basically 20 is thinner and 50 is a little bit thicker.
Correct.
So run 50 if you have a supercharged car, in most cases.
It's a little more ideal.
Perfect timing for the racetrack. New filter is back on and ready to go, and we wiped off that area. So the next step here is to put this thingy back on here, drop the car, and pour some fresh oil in. Okay, so this is all back on. 1, 2, 3, and this one was getting stripped out, so we added another washer behind it. We took this cap and we loosened it and set it on just like that before we started, because it helps more oil drain out faster. Okay, next step is to just pour our oil inside. So as Drew's backing out, I'm finishing my dinner. We did a little bit of inspection underneath and realized that my brake pads are down to literally nothing.
So I'm about to put a bunch more fluid back up.
Brake fluid.
Calipers.
We're not gonna do like a full swap, but we're gonna suck out as much as we can and then put in some more DOT 4. You don't want any moisture caught in that. That'll affect your ability to stop. Pads are getting swapped out now. We just gotta push the pin down, and then you push the pistons back with the pads still in, drop the new pads in, so the fronts should be good to go. Brakes are good, oil's good. We normally would change this, but this will be okay for this track. So boost oil is good. I topped off my coolant, so coolant's good, and brake fluid is the last piece of this puzzle. We checked underneath, made sure any key, bolts, connections, things like that were all tight. So now the only variable left is to make sure that the driver sleeps tonight. Okay, so this is the brakes that I had. That's plenty. There's still some on there.
It's still there.
It's still there. That would have got me like at least 2 or 3 laps. Not even.
That would have got you the warm-up lap.
Okay, and camera needs to be wiped off. Hello, that's because I kept grabbing with oil. Okay, it's still dirty. Why do I keep touching my camera lens with oil? Good enough. Okay, so we're all done, and just to confirm, this is not a full track prep day. This is more of like a safety check. I'm not a professional driver. I'm not gonna run this car very hard or very long, so we just wanted to make sure that things not gonna fall apart. It's not gonna be much more than anything I do on the freeway every day. Test run with it. Got the brakes fully embedded, and that is a process that was also new to me. Something that a lot of people don't know about is basically once you put fresh pads on, you wanna go up to 60, slam on them hard, come down to 10, come off the brakes, don't completely stop, and then repeat the process. So it basically puts a nice layer around those rotors, which might need to be replaced soon, but not just yet. So the car's fully ready for the track. Thanks to Kalen and the Voodoo team for making sure that I'm all safe and ready to go. And we will catch you guys. Oh, whoa, time out, guys. We drop videos every single Tuesday and Thursday. Why aren't you not subscribed yet? Click the notification bell. You know the drill. And we'll catch you at the next episode. Peace.
I took a trip out of Cali, Arizona to